Hi guys, how's it going? Joining me today is
Rosalia, Alicia,
Tom,
and today we're going to be volunteering at the Žarkovica Animal Sanctuary. What you saying? What you saying, buddy? Hey? Are you being loving? Hey? Are you being loving? Hi! Hi guys, how are you?
good.
Yeah, not bad.
Very good.
I can imagine. How are you finding the weather today?
It's hot. Yeah, there's not much shade up here. So it's pretty brutal.
Roasting, to say the least.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
am suffering under it as well, truly. I'm finding myself having to jump from shade to shade just to stay alive.
Burn your head apparently.
Yes,
Yeah.
more than a little. So how are you finding the Žarcovica animal shelter?
It's good. I've enjoyed it very much. It's tough, I'll be honest. They have it really tough up here, the conditions are tough, but I've been very humbled by the people that I've met and the spirit that they have and the love that they have for something greater than themselves. It's been very humbling, the people that I've met so far, which is what I was hoping to find when I came up. That was one of the reasons why I wanted to come. So.
Absolutely, they really do seem to have a lot of deep insight into life, which is something that I was quite pleasantly surprised by.
Yeah.
Sometimes it feels, I find anyway, that there's not enough people in life with a view like that, and when you do truly bump into someone who shares views that are higher than themselves, it can be humbling, like you say.
Very much so.
And have you enjoyed interacting with the dogs so far?
Definitely. I love the dogs so much. There's so many amazing ones and they're all perfect. And they all have individual things, you know. There's Bella, who is just so playful and she'll play tug of war with you, but as soon as you drop it, she just wants to give it back to you because she just wants to keep playing. And then there's Pele, who is he's kind of shy, but you know, he comes out if you're nice to him. It's really lovely.
Okay. So do you find yourself more attracted to the young and the cute, or the old and the independent?
I would say the injured.
The injured, okay.
Yeah, I find, I mean, Bella is young and cute, and I am attracted to her just because of how playful and happy she is to see me. But at the same time, you know, like Pally, he's kind of old and a bit hurt, and I can't help but just love him for all of that.
Yeah.
It's easy to develop a soft spot, isn't it?
Yeah. I wouldn't say I love them for what they look like. I just love them for the cute little personalities.
Definitely. What about yourself, Tom?
I would agree, actually. I naturally gravitate towards the shy dogs or the older dogs or the ones that don't tend to get as much attention from everybody else. Hence the reason we're sat here, because this guy is quite a shy little dog, so I'm trying to turn him round, and we've made progress today.
Yeah.
You got a lick today, which is good. So I found the whole thing very humbling, and I've done something like this before, but dogs especially, you know, the kind of unconditional love that they can show people, even after everything, it's something we could all learn a lot from.
Definitely. I mean, myself as a stranger, I certainly found it quite surprising just how willing they were to show me affection.
Yeah, I think you said it earlier that they just want love and attention, and no matter what they've been through, and I think that's very commendable.
Even the one dog that is, you know, quite wary of especially men. You know,
you've made good progress.
Yeah, I've made a lot of progress with him, with her, sorry. And you know, all she wants is affection.
Yeah.
She's very wary of how close people come to her, but at the same time, it looks like there's a mental fight within. Oh, I want to show you like my weaker spots. You can give me a nice wee scratch, but at the same time, just don't get too close because it might hurt me.
Yeah.
So, I think a lot of them, the main thing here that you got to do is, make sure they have food and water, and clean out, any fecal matter or anything like that that's on the ground. But the main thing that the dogs want themselves is just, affection.
Yeah, agree.
Company.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think you have to be prepared. This isn't the sort of place to come and pet some puppies for the day and then go home, but if you can put it in, then there's some stuff you can really take away from it.
Definitely. There's a lot of lessons I've learned.
Yeah, absolutely. I see it as my small way of trying to restore a little bit of balance to these guys, and just if I can just share a little bit of love each day, help them on their journey, and they're going to help me on mine as well. I see that as a very important thing.
Absolutely.
I think the tiniest things you can do for them, like while we're doing our normal kind of thing of cleaning up after them or giving them water, you might see that one of the blankets above them is getting a bit too low or not covering them enough, and you can just easily stretch it and tie it a bit further,
that's
or
what I did with this one.
pick it up. Yeah.
That was all hanging down.
So the tiniest thing can make a lot of difference to them, and that's what really matters.
Have you found yourself wanting to adopt any of the dogs since you came here?
Yeah, it's quite hard not to take a list with you, I think. I've got two in particular for sure. One is this guy.
I've got at least 6.
And the other one is another dog there called Pesso, which is a dog that they only just have come in. When we arrived, they'd just come in, but he was poisoned and abandoned.
Right, yes.
And when we arrived, we all saw him. I mean, it was quite worrying, and his chance of survival was quite slim. They just, because they don't know what he's been poisoned with, and it makes it harder for them to treat, so they have to just provide some medicine and just kind of hope for the best, I think, and hope that the dog has enough in it. But I mean, he looked really bad when we arrived. We were all sort of a bit worried for him, but
he wouldn't like stand up to say hello or
even
anything like
acknowledge
that.
you, which is rare for a dog.
He'd lie down the whole time. And
he was the very definition of lethargic.
Yeah, definitely.
And whereas now, today, we come back today, and he's up and he's saying hi. He's, he's really enthusiastic to see you. It's really nice to see how well he's going.
It pulls on your heartstrings, it's fair to say. Yeah.
Definitely, and it doesn't actually take that much effort from us, does it?
No.
It really doesn't, just some company.
I mean, quite a lot of us, all of us, have made progress with some of the dogs. You've made progress with this wee pup here.
But
I've made some progress with, I don't even know the name of all of them.
Yeah.
There's, I call her, the angry one.
Yeah.
She's not really angry, she's just a bit protective. And then
I think that's wonderful though, because I think
Kylie as well.
we talked about this before. A lot of these dogs are lovely, great dogs. Could go and live in someone's house straight away. The attention is very important and the love to share, but they don't need the help as much as some of the others. And if you could be part of that dog's journey and trusting humans again, I mean, that's a massive thing. I'm very jealous, but she obviously doesn't like men. But beautiful to see you do it. I think that's amazing. I really think I think that's an amazing thing. Like I say, if just more people come and do the same, and in time that dog trusted humans again, well, how wonderful is that? That's a really special thing. So
there was once something I saw, and it was just some thing on Facebook, like you see hundreds of them, and it was a boy was feeding one dog in, I think it was Romania or something, out of all the hundreds that were there, some bread. And the guy went up and said, "Why would you share your food with that dog? There's no point, it's not going to make all of them better." But the kid said, for that one dog, it means the world.
Yeah, of course.
And that's something that I take here as well, because maybe you can't get around all the dogs, but for that one dog, that means the world.
Absolutely. I've come to the conclusion that as much as I would like to, you can't change the world, but you can change someone's world or your own world.
Yeah.
It might only be a small thing, but it's still very important. So that's the reason that I came. Dubrovnik's a wonderful city, and there's lots of things to do and huge amounts of wealth and things, but they don't inspire me like something like this will. And I think this is the real side of it that everybody should try and come and see, but it's quite sad that most people don't even know it exists. They would come and visit.
What would you say to a volunteer who is hesitant towards putting their hand to something like this, who might be afraid of dangers or interacting with dogs?
Just come and do it.
Yeah.
Come and do it.
Just get right in there.
Yeah. It's even for me, and I'm pretty open to all kinds of conditions and things like that. And but it was still, that first day was still quite surprising. It is tough what they've got up here, and you hear the stories of the things that they've had happen to them with the locals, and they're fighting a big battle to try and keep these dogs here. But that's again the reason I wanted to come, because I know that they needed help. So
Absolutely.
But you just, you know, come and get stuck in, and it will leave you with something more than any kayaking trip can leave you, in my opinion. That's my view.
I would say something I've learned recently, because my boyfriend, I wonder who that would be, was
Guilty.
Yeah, I know, the horror. He was quite worried about rabies and things like that. And so after a lot of researching, we found that the last
Quite
case,
rightly so, you know.
I know, fair enough, better safe than sorry. We found that the last case of human rabies, I think it was 1965 or something, in Croatia. Because they're doing a lot to decrease rabies, because it used to be quite a big thing. So it's still a wee bit more in Zagreb, which is quite a way away.
From what we've heard.
Like 8 hours away, so don't worry about that. But so here in Croatia, the dogs, they have to have yearly rabies injections when they're at home. So that means that when they do come here, the ones that you mainly work with are ones from homes at the front. And so those will have had rabies injections before they come here, and they're not here for, hopefully they're not here for that long. But yeah, so you don't need to worry about that. And if you're worried about any dogs being angry or aggressive, you know, the volunteers here are on top of that. You know, they'll let you know if there's any dogs maybe you shouldn't go too close to, or, you know, go into the cages of.
A bit of common sense helps as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I
You know,
mean,
just don't just automatically go, oh, it's a dog, I'm going to pat it. You know, give it your hand a little bit far away from it. Let it come the. You know, you can go 90%. Let it come the extra 10%.
Yeah, I'm sure by now you've actually overheard me asking the dogs for permission to go into their home.
And I think
area.
you're right. You know, it's common sense. Like, I knew quite quickly which ones you couldn't go in, and there's only 2 here that you couldn't go in. But again, you know, the dog that you were talking about was beaten by his whoever before, so it's understandable that they might react that way, but you can tell, you know, and there's another one here, but all of the rest of them, there's no problem at all. I think
a lot of it is just all bark and no bite.